Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do running stitch, and to get started we have our needle and our thread. Pinch it between your thumb and index finger, push the needle through, needle down. We need to secure our thread with a knot at the very end, so thumb and index, wrap it around, rub together till you get a noose, push it down. This stitch is the most basic stitch. It's worked from right to left. Start at the back of the work, bring the needle through. I'm going to show you two ways. When you first start, it does take a little bit of practice. So it's worked from right to left. This is the slow way. It's used to create a line, so it's a linear stitch. So what I'm doing here is I'm simply taking the needle to the back of the work, checking occasionally to see that your stitching is lying flat, and bring it back up again. And as you can see, the gap between the stitches is normally even. So when you first start, just trying to get the feel of the stitch, you may want to approach it this way. One more. Now I'm going to come through just below it. I'm going to turn my work upside down. So again, I'm working from right to left. Now, once you get the hang of this slow method, you can do it in a faster method. So again, working from right to left, this time taking the needle in and out several times, and then pulling the needle and thread through. So it allows you to do work a little bit faster. So to show you again, taking the needle in and out several times in a row, and pulling the needle through. This does take a bit of practice to get the hang of it, but as you can see, your line is worked faster. The back is absolutely identical. And to finish off, taking your needle to the back, and securing our work with a knot. Pop your work down, hook your needle underneath the last stitch, taking it through. One more time. This time, not taking it all the way through, allowing a little loop, needle through the loop, gently creating our first knot so it sits on the canvas. One more to secure, not taking it all the way through. There's our loop, needle through the loop, popping it down, gently using the other finger to push the knot onto the surface of the fabric, cutting 1 centimeter away. A very simple starting stitch for your embroidery, creating lines in any direction, any shape. Looking at these examples here that I've done, you can create a fill, so you can use it to fill an entire area, as I've done here with the tree, with the foliage. So you can use it not just as a line. By using it close together, you can create tiny seed-like stitches and use it as a fill to create blocks of color. I hope this helps. Today I'm going to show you a continuation of running stitch, which is our most basic stitch. I'm going to show you how to use another color. Well, in this instance, I'm just using an opposite color to the red. So you can actually see how I'm going to weave a different color through, or you can use the same color. So let me just show you the effect that you can get by doing this. So all we do is we start as we normally would with running stitch. Oops, forgot to do a knot. Thumb, index finger, rub it off your finger. Make sure the knot's at the end. Cut off the tail, start from the back of the work, and then using the back of the needle rather than the front, which has a sharp tip and it's going to catch on my fabric, I'm going to use the back of the needle. I'm going to weave the color through from top to bottom to create a solid line, top to bottom. And as you can see, you can use this idea to blend colors together. You can use similar colors together, red and orange, to get a really subtle effect in your line. So that's weaving it from top to bottom. I'm going to finish off here. I'm going to jump to this other line here. And I'm going to do top to bottom, bottom to top. So you can actually see the effect that you can achieve. So going from the top to the bottom, bottom to top. So you're going to create a line, but it's slightly wavy. And by leaving your tension, how tightly you draw the thread through, nice and loose, you can really exaggerate this so you can actually create quite nice wave-like shapes. Not too loose because you don't want the thread to lift off from the canvas. You want it to be close to the canvas, so you might need to just hold it down with your other hand. So just by adjusting your tension like so with the back of the needle, you can achieve this effect. I'm going to jump back out again. Okay, I'm going to jump over to this line and I'm going to just experiment with my weaving. Now, as you can see, I'm using more and more thread, so I have to draw it up so I don't end up with double thread. This time I'm going to go weave it and create a knot-like effect. So I'm going from under and then over. So as you can see, I'm just experimenting here and creating as many different little patterns and textures just using this very, very basic stitch. So it's a great idea sometimes in your embroidery to keep your stitching very simple, but even think about the idea of weaving stitches through other stitches. So that in this case, I've used a very, very simple linear stitch, but I've created a lovely texture simply by weaving. So this is the end of this one. And one more. And taking it through to the other side. I'm just going to show you another sample. As you can see here, I've experimented with that idea of over-under, under-over, and using a looped stitch here. Just experimenting with weaving. I hope this helps.